Okay, so that last one was just a ribbon, and then we're just gonna go into what you can do. That's one option, and that teaches you a lot, and it's fun. But for a ribbon, if you don't have a lot of time and you know you really you just can't spend a lot of time on this, I get it. No big deal. Do a ribbon. There's that. Give it a color. You could even give it a gradient. Give it a color. Come on. There we go. Red. Black. And then let's add a color. Add a color. Maybe pink. Ooh, there we go. Okay. There's our gradient. Now, you can just really play. And I tell you guys this all the time. I really want you to play. So I can round these just a little bit. And then I can take my pen tool and I can go. Yep. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Hello. Pen tool. There we go. Remember, if you're drawing something, turn the fill off. Okay. So now on this one, what I can do is I can reverse it. I can do that, do that, do that. And really, I'm going as fast as I can because I want to get this done. Bring to front. I can change so I can hide that behind there. And then just do that on the other side. Flip it, go to my properties, flip it. Bring that to front again. And there's a ribbon. And put your name in it. That's all. So it doesn't have to be as perfect as the video that we just watched. It can be just fun. And then you can take your shield and let's give it, let's make that white. That white. And reverse it. Send that to back. You know, any kind of combination is fine by me. I want you to have fun with it. I want you to play in InDesign. I'm sorry, we're in Illustrator. We used InDesign today. I want you to play in it. I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to use all the features that we've learned. I want you to use features that you haven't played with yet, like the gradient, like the stroke, like transparency. How can we use transparency? Okay, so let's bring in, I'm gonna place a shield. You can do this. You can use it as a template or you can just use it. It's fine by me. Shield. 6. Hold on 1 second. I will be right with you when I find the shield that I want. There it is. And place. Okay. You can place the shield. There we go. And let's say I want to put a picture of my dog in my family crest because he's my family. He's my Bogart. And we'll put a funny picture of him and doing what he does. Let's see. Let's get a good picture of the Vogue. Give me another second here. Oh, I don't need that one. I'm going to place and let's get a good picture of the Vogue. There he is. All right. Oh, of course, it's huge. Let's see. Let's make it 5 by 7. Oh, where'd it go? There he is. All right, this is Bogart. He's a character. Okay, so if I want to put, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller yet. If I want to make him in the background, but I don't want him to be so dark. I can go to transparency and I can change the occupancy of him. So see, he's kind of shaded in the background. And I can darken it. You know, you can use all these effects. You just play with this stuff. Overlay. Just go back to normal. Okay, so if I just want him to be just subtle in the background, that's where you play with the transparency. So let's see. I could put him down here. Got that. And then I could do my ribbon. And then I could drop my text. I'm calling Bogart. And let's see. Bogart likes, oh, what did we see when we were using our libraries? You guys can use that stuff too as placeholders. It can be making a background transparent, but it can be making your image or your text transparent too. It's just, it's one of those effects. So let's say, let's change our font. Bogart. Make him bold. Okay. So I can change the transparency. Where were we? In here, transparency here to match. So anything that you select, you can make it transparent. So if I wanted to make release, if I wanted to make that lighter too, I could do that. So I'm all that shade. You can just have fun with it. There's lots of things, and you can play with all of these too, just like if you were in Photoshop. It's like there's many parts to everything in all of these programs, right? Because that's going to be in Photoshop, that's going to be in InDesign. Some of these don't carry over though, so you have to be careful. If you're like going to drag this over to InDesign, it might not keep the transparency. So you have to, you might need to save it as a JPEG. All of the effects that you use, you have to, that's one of the things about using layers. Because you may use an effect in Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign, and if you're bringing that design into another program, it might not stay. So if you think about it in ways of like, if you're bringing in raw, so what you're doing, like you guys are sending me a raw InDesign file because you're sending me the AI file, which is great, which is what you're supposed to be doing. I could go in and manipulate your files. I can see what you've done. If you save it as a JPEG or a PDF, right, you're flattening it. You're making it like a piece of paper, but it's an electronic piece of paper, right? It's not, I can't necessarily go in and pull the parts apart easily. So when you do use some of these fills and some of these effects, they might not, like, especially when you're trying to pull them apart, it might not work. So, but there's all kinds of fun things you can do. We can crop this image. And we'll say, okay. So say I don't want that top part, but I do want the bottom part. And then apply. There we go. So then I could still make that a little darker. And then I just need a ribbon, right? And that's done. Let's see, do you guys have any questions? Is there anything you want me to show you? Michael, you said the gradients. You can go ahead and ask it now. That's fine. Somebody else might have that question. You can turn on your mic if you can. I don't know. It's up to you. Oh, you can unmute yourself. There we go. Unmute. Unmute. There we go.
My question is more on color.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn you up a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is more on color. In my crest that I've, is this thing working?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm seeing my mouse going all over the place on the chat box. All right. So anyway, I'm getting a bunch of clicking sound here on my end. Are you getting that?
Just don't move your mouse, and should just be able to talk.
How's that?
There we go.
Okay. So anyway, my question is, now I got pictures popping up. Great. My question's on color. I put together my family crest, and I got colors on the shield and everything else, and I put some color in the banner. Doesn't really match what's on the crest, and it looks okay, but I'm just not sure where I could take it to make it look better. And
so have you tried to use your eyedropper? So if you wanted a color, like if I wanted this kind of gray color, I can pop that in, and let's go to our swatches. See, it gives me that color.
Right, yeah, I've got color in there. What I didn't want to do is have the same color as what I have on the shield, because I like to have the contrast that was there with it, even though the color itself doesn't really match anything that's on the shield.
Okay, so you're worried about whether colors complement each other.
Correct.
Okay, so the best way to do that, and color theory is my favorite, is look at a color wheel. And let me pull one up real quick, and this will be good for everybody. Let me pull a color wheel up. Okay. Color wheel chart. That's what I want. Oh goodness, let me get Safari. Do you not like the search in Firefox? There we go. Okay. Okay. So if you look at a color wheel, it's it makes it really easy. So obviously we start, all colors start with the primary colors, which is red, yellow, and blue. And then there's secondary colors, complementary colors, intermediate colors. So if colors are complementary, they're across from each other. So like yellow and purple are perfect complementary colors. They work well together. So just keep doing that. Like red goes with green, you know, that works. And then the other way you can do it is colors that are adjacent to each other. They work really well together too. Now, if you're trying to do, there's the other way to deal with color is colors that don't complement each other will stand out. So like if you were doing a design that features mostly yellow and purple, then a red, which is not in harmony with red and yellow, is going to pop out. So that's a way of playing with color so that you're highlighting, you're drawing the attention to something with the red. And that's how you kind of really play with color. So, Michael, what colors are in your shield?
Red and blue are primary colors that are in it. I got some of the symbols that are on there. The one in question is yellow. And the banners I made kind of almost a golden color, but it doesn't really sit well with me.
So maybe you need to go more to the primary yellow, because those three colors work together. We're used to seeing them together. You know, like think of kids' rooms. You know, those are colors that kids understand really well because they're not mixed, so they're pure. So they can work well together.
Because what I wanted to do was not detract from the shield, because one of the ribbons, I got 3 ribbons, and one of them is over top of the face of the shield. And I'm trying not to detract from the shield, but also put that saying that's on that ribbon as well, being readily available and right there.
So you can probably go into the yellow, orange range, or into a blue. So you're doing something that complements, that's close to, that's in the same family as some of the other colors. Therefore, it'll sit back a little bit. You know, so if everything you wanted like a monochromatic palette, you would take all the layers of blue, right? So nothing would stand out, right?
Right.
So that's kind of how you could think about, if your primary red and blue, if you don't want it to stick out, then use a form of red or a form of blue. And it's going to sit back a little bit, especially if you go lighter.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's kind of like color is a way of, what I love about color is like it can show emotion. It can trick your eye because it's how our eye sees. And I mean, like if you think of, you know, the Impressionist paintings, our eye mixes the colors to make another color. You know, I just find it fascinating. So especially when you're working in programs like Illustrator and InDesign, it's like, you know, you have the color palette. You don't have to mix the colors. Like if you're painting, you can try a million different colors until you find what you love. But there is an art to it. And it is, you know, just really, I usually keep a color wheel on my desk because it's something that you can glance at. So, you know, if you're at an art supply store, just they're cheap, grab one. You know, usually they're like this, and they spin, and it gives you the different colors that work together. See, that outside wheel would spin, and then you get all these different colors. They're handy to have as a designer.
Okay, makes sense.
And you know, I mean, we could go on and on. You guys will have a color class, and you should look forward to it because I think it's fascinating. It's going through how color works. So like you're in the primary range, then you want to go to secondary, and then you go to tertiary, which I never say that word right. You know, and it's the levels of color, and you can get really deep into it. Like if we look at like this, you know, like how many shades of each color there are. I had a painting instructor that would take me through. We had to take every color of our paints, and we had to start with the darkest, like the pure color, and then we had to do a gradient down to, by adding white, down to white. So you just, and you couldn't see any of the levels. You know, it had to blend perfectly. It was so tedious, but it teaches you a lot, you know, like about color. But until that was a pain, let me tell you. I was like, wow. So, you know, here's some samples too. So just really do a color wheel Google search and have fun. I could spend hours talking about that. Sorry about that, guys. It is fun. Okay, so we are, so the shield you want, so let's do, you can make your own graphics. You can use, I was going to go to the libraries, and you guys could use, you could use that, the Adobe. Why isn't that showing up? Where is, did I turn it off? Library? Oh, it's right in front of me. No, I turned it off. Library. Okay. You can, where did he do that? Where we go through and get, is it here? Adobe stock. You guys can search through that stuff. And let's see, I want a sun, let's say. Ooh, look at that. Now, what kind of sun do I want? View by type. I want vector images of a sun. Ooh, those are neat. I like that one. Let's put that one in. There we go. All right. I'm just going to use it as, where did it, oh, now I'm on a different page. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to bring it over to mine. And I am going to send that to back. And all I'm doing is playing. And there we go. We can crop that. Crop, crop, crop. Apply. There we go. So you're just going to be putting together a little something that shows me that you're playing in Illustrator. You know, in a perfect world, I would cut that out completely, have it work. Maybe we could. Let's see what our shape builder will do. We're going to play, right? We are going to play. Let's see if this works. Select everything, Laura. Select shape builder. Nope. I didn't think that was going to work. That'd be too easy. Okay. So I just want that to fit in there nicely. I'll play with that. Give me my sun. Give me my shield. And then we just need to have our banner. And really, like I've said before, if all you have time for is bring to front, and we need to get to transparency, think I'm going to make that white. There we go. And if this is all you can do, this is all you can do. Create your own graphics. Yeah. Or you can bring stuff in. This is acceptable. Okay. I would love for you to do more, but I want you to get it done. I know everybody's busy. It's really getting to be almost holiday time. And I want you guys to have a break. So here's the deal I'm making for everyone watching today. If you turn in your work this week, I will grade it as all week as you turn it in, and you can have the weekend off before you start your next mod. So the sooner you get it in, the sooner I'll grade it, okay? And that includes discussion boards, the survey. Make sure you do your survey. Shannon and I are around for help sessions. Friday, I will be around all day to help you. I will be grading anything that's turned in. I would love for you to have the weekend off and get a break before, is it our last mod? I think it is our last mod before the break, before the holidays. So give yourself the weekend off. Don't be scrambling on Saturday. And the course will close Saturday at midnight. And your time is up at that point. So make sure that you have everything in. And this week is like, it's a design project. So like I said, like what you're looking at is perfectly acceptable to me. I want you to just play in the program. I want you to have fun. I want you to apply things that you've learned. And I want you to show me a little bit of your personality. You guys really had fun doing your selfies. And that was like kind of a controlled design project where here's the shapes that you need to do, but you can add your personality to it. So think of it in the same manner. You can do any kind of shield format. You can grab a shield from Google. You can just have a good time with it. And, you know, I really want, design is all about play. It's about doing, it's about thinking, it's about looking. So you can go out and look at family crest. I'm going to do a quick search. Crest. Coat of arms. There's all kinds of neat things that you can do. Now let's look at here, coat of arms. Coat of arms. Think Old English. Images, here we go. Okay. So, you know, these are samples of, you know, what they were like in the day, medieval Europe. It's English, you know, it's regal. You guys can have fun with yours. You know, it doesn't have, it can be this fancy and formal, or it can be fun and playful and modern. Yes, Michael, you can definitely, you know, add your story to it. Tell me your family history, you know, it's fine. Like, you know, some of these are really cool. See, that has your shield, that has the ribbon, and it has text. So you can go all crazy with that. This is something like this is fine. You know, you use what, you know, you want to do. And I love goats. Look at the goats. That's fun. These are all really fun. So have a good time with it. You'll surprise yourself. I promise. And we can look at, let's look at some samples. There is samples. Okay. Just did that. Okay, here's a sample. These are pretty easy. Is that it? There's all these shield shapes. This one even has a ribbon attached. I'd like you to make your ribbon. Let's go back to those samples. So see, this is like, you know, obviously they're from Colorado. Their family's from Colorado. That's cool. They're Irish, McBride. You know, they're from Ireland. You can, you know, you could just, like, if your family is into TV, your shield could be TV shaped. It is however you want to express yourself. Keep it clean, keep it simple. Put the parts in it that you need to. Excuse me. You need to, you know, the ribbon, the shield shape, and a word, and a graphic. There's 4 parts. Make sure you add those. And that's really all the directions you have to figure out to get a good grade. So I think that's about it for today. Unless, do you guys have any questions? Have any design things you want to talk about? Feel free to put your mic on and ask away. Feel free to, Michael, but give yourself a weekend off too. Don't go crazy. Haley, you good? Do you have any questions about anything? It doesn't have to be about this week. It can be about any assignment. All right. Well, guys, I think we'll call it a week 4. I am grateful that you guys have come to the lectures, and I think you guys have shown up a lot. I am grateful to that. I'm grateful to everyone watching the lectures. We're going to finish strong in week 4. Maybe not my voice, but we are going to finish strong. I'm here to help. I want everyone to make it through. So, any assignments you're missing, you can turn in. Any assignments you need help with, either email or text Shannon or I. Don't text me after 8 o'clock at night. You can email me. I've gotten a midnight text this mod and a 1:30 in the morning text this mod. So let's be respectful that our teachers don't work 24 hours a day. After 8 o'clock, I'll take an email. All right. So I hope everyone has a really good rest of your week. And I am grateful to you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.